Welcome to another edition of the Wildlife Report for late winter and early spring. Today we're going to talk, we'll begin this time with a discussion about winter conditions. Our big game, as many of you have noticed, have been wintering in lower elevations in the foothills. And we ask people to, take pictures from a distance, use your binoculars, enjoy them, but just don't get too close to those wintering animals. This is the most stressful time of year for those animals. And especially keep your dogs, on a leash, away from them, because that causes a lot of problems. We really don't want to have those animals stressed, or we don't want the owner of the pets to be sighted. So please give some space to those animals that are wintering right now. I've seen hundreds of deer and plenty of elk just east of Spanish Fork and Springville area. So it's kind of nice. They've had a lot of burned off mountainsides to have access to plenty of vegetation. So we're pretty excited about that. If we do get a lot of snow in February, at least they had a rest, and we hope they can do pretty well going into the warmer months. And a side note to that, picking up shed antlers is a very popular hobby right now. And I want to remind you that if you do want to pick up antlers, to be able to do so legally, you need to be certified by taking an online course on the division's website from the period of February 1st until April 15th. You won't need that certification after April 15th. But just go to our website, which is wildlife.utah.gov, and type in the search engine antler shed gathering or anything similar, and it'll take you to that page and give you those requirements, and you could take that certification. All right, let's go on and talk a little bit about an upcoming event. February 14th, Valentine's Day. We have several sites throughout the state. The closest one, the Spanish Fork, there's actually a couple. Farmington Bay, and I'll be down at the Fountain Green State Fish Hatchery. Those are the two closest sites to view bald eagles. So we will be down at the fish hatchery from about 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. on February 14th, and I'll have posters and literature. At the hatchery, we have bathrooms, so if you make the drive, that's very important. You can actually go and look at some of the fish in the hatchery there. It'll be an enjoyable day. Take your sweetheart out, enjoy Valentine's Day, and then you'll be home in time to take somebody out for dinner. So it'll be a fun day. And even though our eagle numbers are down a little bit because of the mild conditions we've been having, we should still have plenty of birds to allow people to look at. We'll have spotting scopes set up. And, it'll be a worthwhile event. Come on down, Fountain Green, San Pete County. All right, now let's talk about the big game application period. This is probably one of the most looked for times of year, and it takes place January 29th and goes until March 5th. And during that time period, just get online at our website, which I just told you, wildlife.utah.gov, and we'll have on the main page, it'll say apply for big game hunts. So, these are your once-in-a-lifetime hunts, just your general deer hunt, and all the big game hunts you apply for pretty much right now. So January 29th to March 5th, go to our website and apply for some of these very sought-after permits. Who knows, you might get lucky and draw one of those tags, and the results will be posted at the end of May, around May 29th. Okay, let's talk about, let's do ice fishing conditions. February is the best time of the year for ice fishing. Usually by February, and I say usually, our ice conditions are pretty safe, but you never know. So you always have to check the ice for depth and such. But as of today, which is, a little past mid-January, up at Strawberry Reservoir, we're getting reports of anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of ice on many areas. There are some unsafe spots, though, on the Soldier Creek side, I was told. Deer Creek Reservoir is mostly open water. And over in the Charleston area, we have, kind of unsafe ice for the most part. So some years we don't have a total ice over at Deer Creek or Jordanelle. Let's just kind of see what happens here over the next, say, 3 or 4 weeks. We also have a couple of fishing events that State Parks and Recreation are hosting nearby, the Quad Fish-A-Lon, and the Deer Creek event will take place on February 7th, Saturday, February 7th, and up at Jordanelle, their event will take place on Saturday, February 21st. All right, if you have questions, you could call the state parks about that contest, how much it costs. They have plenty of prizes they're giving away and that type of thing. So let's move down to Utah Lake, and that is, right now, the ice is not considered safe in many areas, so I would avoid trying to ice fish. Some people will drill a hole right from the docks there at the state park, and that's probably your best bet at this point, just so you don't fall through the ice. And then finally at Yuba Reservoir, which has been a very popular reservoir this year, and over the last few years because of the large northern pike, there's about 3 to 6 feet of open water around the edges, so that won't be possible to ice fish there either. So let's cross our fingers and hope we can maybe have some colder conditions, and we'll go out and ice fish. Strawberry is probably your best bet as far as ice fishing in this region, though. All right, let's see, what else can I do? Oh, everybody wants to know, what can I do? I got a new shotgun for Christmas. I bought my son one, too. Hasn't been used yet. Where can I go hunting? What can I hunt? You can always go jackrabbit hunting and such, but upland game, the chukar partridge season continues until February 15th. So if you see this before February 15th, make sure your hunting license is current, and head up and go chase some chukar partridge. A quick note, but a very important note about our partridge: they are located typically on steep slopes. So we're talking snow and ice on a steep slope. Enough said, right? But there are some ways you can successfully hunt them. I like to focus on areas where there's no snow, first of all, and I try to get up on ridge lines. And typically a chukar partridge will have a kind of a sentinel bird that will, like a quail would do, they kind of have one sentinel that'll look around, and if they see you coming, they'll kind of make the alarm. But that also helps you because you've got chukar partridge coming up. So it's a lot of fun, but there are some areas out in the western portions, west of Spanish Fork and Tooele County. There are some mountain ranges that aren't so snowy, and they're a little less steep. And we have chukars in most mountain ranges out in the western desert. So that's probably your safer areas. We have them on West Mountain, but I think it's hard to access. They might even close the gate to get up to the top of West Mountain. But that's probably one of the closest areas for folks of Spanish Fork to hunt chukar partridge. If you guys have questions about any wildlife event, activity, please give us a call at our Springville office at 801-491-5678, or check our website. One more time, it's at wildlife.utah.gov.